Hey, how's it going? Lou P here. I appreciate the subscribers that I've had so far, and I thought I'd make a couple more videos. So here's another one. This one's how to diagnose any car or bike or snowmobile or anything you got that you want to diagnose. So I got a couple rules that have made me successful over the years. If you follow these rules, you can't go wrong. So let's get into it. This will be a quick video. Number one, how is it supposed to work? Blows people's minds. I got to replace this. Why you got to replace it? Well, I think it's broke. Well, why is it broke? Well, I think so. Okay, well, how's it supposed to work? Well, I don't know. If you don't know how it works, you don't know how to fix it. You don't know how to diagnose it. You got to know how it works. On top of how it works, this one goes hand in hand. What is involved in the system? Okay? Old school cars, you push the switch, pull the switch, and the motor worked. You had a fuse, some wires, a connector, and a consumer. Nowadays, you got control modules, you got data lines, okay? If you don't know what's involved in the system, how do you know what's wrong with it? How do you know how to fix it? You don't. You gotta find someone that has access to the information. I'll get more into that at the end. Countless times people come to me, I don't know what to do, I don't know what to do. Well, how would you know what to do? You don't know how it works. How are you supposed to diagnose it if you don't know how it works? It makes no sense to me. Oh, my arm hurts. Okay, so what are you going to do? Well, I'll put some ice on it. Why you put ice on it? You don't even know what, if you ain't a doctor, take it to someone who knows what they're doing. Stop wasting money guessing and throwing parts at it. It just blows my mind. And I'm not judging, okay? I want to help. All right, so when I make these videos, I want to help you. When you find me on here, share me, make comments, subscribe. I can help you fix any car you got. I'm not the smartest guy in the world, but these rules here behind me, they get me anywhere I need to go. So the next one, you got a fault code. What makes the code set? Every manufacturer has a set of prerequisites, they call it. So if a P0456 sets, there's a document that tells you why it sets. How many ignition cycles, what kind of temperature, what kind of fuel tank level, how long does the engine have to run? Is it at idle? Is it at part throttle? Is it at full load? All right. A lot of people get a fault code, and the fault code can have 7 sub-meanings to it. The fault code can say purge valve. It can mean open, shorted to ground, shorted to positive, intermittent contact. It could mean stuck open, incorrect purge flow. So getting a simple fault code, Googling it, and it says purge valve, you buy a purge valve, you put a purge valve in it. Guess what? It don't work. Oh, well, let's go back to number one. How is it supposed to work? If you don't know how it's supposed to work, don't buy or replace anything yet. What is involved in this system? If you don't know that, you are not going to be successful. Everybody works hard for their money. Anyone who owns a car doesn't see value in fixing the car. You don't see the parts under the hood. So there's no value in it. You go buy a pair of sneakers, well, everyone sees the sneakers, you got the value. You go buy the car, oh, there's value in the car because it gets you where you need to go and it looks fancy and everyone likes it. But underneath the hood, nobody wants to take care of anything. Well, if you know how stuff works, you know how to fix it. Again, this is my number one rule. All right, do I disconnect my battery? No, all the time. My check engine light is on, I disconnected my battery, I hooked it back up, and the light is still on. I don't know what to do. No fucking shit. Why would you disconnect the battery? Removing a power source does nothing. All it does is remove the power source. In fact, if you have a good car, a quality car, like a highly engineered car, I'm not going to say a country make, but if you got a top of the line car and there's a problem with it and you disconnect the battery, you caused yourself more issues. Windows might not work. It might have lost memory in certain things. Sunroof might not work. You lost certain presets you had in a car. Also, most people don't even know how to disconnect the battery the proper way. So you disconnect the battery, you go to hook it back up, you short the wires, you just went from possibly a $50 fix to a $100 fix because you blew some fuses that are in the car that are not easily obtained. This happens in Mercedes all the time. Mercedes owners, you're the worst at this, okay? Chevy owners, you're right up there too. Oh, this warning came on, so I disconnected my battery. Oh, and the problem's still there. It blows my mind, okay? Stop disconnecting batteries, all right? There's a 1% chance that disconnecting the battery and touching the terminals together to drain all of the module's capacitors to do a hard global reset, is what they call it, is going to work. And to me, I don't start with that. I've been working on cars 20 years. That's fixed maybe 5 cars in my existence. 5 out of 20 years, okay? Don't do it. Stop disconnecting batteries unless you absolutely have to replace a part. You disconnect the batteries, you cause yourself more problems. Forums. Let's start with forums. Fuck forums, okay? Guess who's on forums? People that don't know what they're doing, all right? Now, again, I'm not judging because you're looking for help. You're looking for information. I get that. The problem is you have to be smarter than what you're reading, okay? So, typical example, and me and fellow technicians laugh about this all the time. My 2013 Mercedes-Benz does example A, whatever. Someone replies, oh, try this because my 1944 Beetle did that. That makes no sense to me. The cars don't even work the same, okay? They don't even operate the same. It just, too many people have opinions, all right? So when I go to forums, it's rare. I skim. I'm looking for the actual hard information of manufacturer data, okay? And it's safe to say that of all the people that are on forums, using forums, a small percentage, a very small percentage, like that much, are actual real-life technicians that have factory training in the background and can actually help you. It's extremely rare. Forums are, to me, like a last resort. You've tried everything else. Let's try a forum. Maybe someone else out there had your problem, okay? I don't like using forums. They're the epitome of the mechanic world. Next, even though you follow me on YouTube, YouTube is a close second to forums, okay? So now, you want to learn how to change a curtain. Cool. You go to YouTube and they teach you how to change a curtain. Here's the thing they don't teach you. They don't teach you the 20 years experience of all the bad things that can happen and the experience of knowing how much to torque a bolt, how much effort to put into something, you know, how to avoid a bolt breaking when you're removing it. Knowing how to replace something is totally different than knowing how is it supposed to work. People think it's leaking, let me replace it. Okay, there's more investigation into the process. Don't ever just replace a part, close the hood and go on about your merry day. Find out why it failed. Get down to the nitty-gritty. If you don't know why it failed, you don't know how to prevent it in the future. The stuff that I'm teaching you here is stuff that no school can teach you. All right, they'll teach you how a water pump works, but they don't teach you the 20 years of messing around in shops and fighting with customers and dealing with piece of shit parts, okay? All right, forums and YouTube, be extremely careful. Now, part stores, holy shit. So I used to work at AutoZone part-time, all right? And let me tell you, a 15-year master Mercedes-Benz technician with master level ASE certified certifications, which are fucking useless, an L1 certification. You know what that's worth at AutoZone? $9 an hour. Yeah. How about that one, AutoZone? So anyways, I worked there for the discount and the side jobs. So the biggest thing I've seen, people go in there and they ask for automotive advice. Those guys just sell parts. All right. Now again, I'm not judging and I'm not talking trash to AutoZone workers because some guys do know what they're talking about. There are the diamonds in the rough that just want to work there for fun, or maybe they are experienced and that's their job. That's cool. I'm no judging. Everyone has to work somewhere, and respect to everybody, okay? The problem is, guys don't know how to fucking say no. They don't know how to say, I don't know. That blows my mind, okay? Put the fucking pride away. Someone comes to you for help, they ask you a question and you don't know, guess what? Tell them you don't know. You will help them by telling them you're the wrong guy for the job. Direct them to somebody else that does know. They would come into my AutoZone and say, hey, I got a question about the car. They'd say, go see Lou. Again, I'm not the smartest in the world. These rules here have made me successful, okay? I'm not smart, I'm successful and experienced, all right? If I was smart, I'd be making the fucking cars. Don't go to part stores for information, okay? The only thing they can tell you is what people bought the most. And you know what they bought the most is because they put their piece of shit scanner on it and the scanner said evap leak and they said, oh, gotta be a gas cap. So 100 people buy a gas cap. What they don't know is those same 100 people drive to another place because the gas cap didn't fix it and they don't want to go back there, all right? Don't go to parts stores for your diagnostic advice. That is not where you want to go. Here's where you want to go. All data. It's about 85% effective. I don't even know where I get that number from. All data is okay for American cars. It's really good because that's pretty much what American people or American manufacturers use. Like you go to GM, the GM guys I've worked with, they use all data more than they use the fucking General Motors information. It's pretty good info. However, when it comes to European cars, they don't give a fuck. They don't give a shit. They give up. Excuse me for the burp. The information can be generalized. You can have a car that had a 7-year run, but in that 7 years they changed functions. All data will not update that. They think that all the cars work the same. So all data is iffy. Mitchell, that's a pretty close to all data, but I do love their interactive stuff. Their wiring diagrams are on par. The manuals are pretty good. And they have fixes, you know, like the common fixes, which is pretty good too. It kind of helps you get into the right area. Identifix. These guys are kind of new and up and coming. Not a lot of shops know about these. Very cost effective, under $100 a month, and you can have access to all sorts of any car out there for USA. And for the shops usually use a combination of these. I also recommend some manufacturer sites. Sites like StarTech Info or the Chrysler site or GM site, you can pay a fee and get access there for a few days or monthly subscription or a year. Depending on what you pay out of pocket, it might benefit you, it might hurt you. But if you don't want to pay for it, you might be able to find somebody else that does and can get you some information. That's where forums come in handy. Hey, does anybody have access to Mitchell? Can anyone get me work information? Can anyone get me factory work information? All right, so let me go back here. How is it supposed to work? What is involved in the system? What makes my code set? Do I disconnect my battery? Be extremely cautious here. That's okay. Just understand that they don't teach you experience. The little things that go along with learning how to fix stuff, you know, that's what bites you, right? Try to do your own water pump and a bolt breaks. 14 hours later, you messed up your timing cover and now you're still towing it to the shop because you tried to save a few bucks, all right? Stay away from parts stores. Here's some information for some places, okay? I hope this was helpful. If it was, please leave me a comment. Please subscribe. I'll make more videos. If you have suggestions, you want to know how something functions, hit me up, all right? I'll do what I can to help you out. Respect.